Aloha everyone, my name is Daniel Cheong and I'm a student here at the University of Hawaii at Manoa pursuing my degree in health science. Today we'll be making one of my most favorite island dishes, which is the Okinawan sweet potato Haupia pie. The Haupia is very popular in the Hawaiian culture. Haupia is actually mainly made of a coconut-based dessert that's served as a gelatin during luau's or any other special occasions. They're very rich and full of flavor. It's very creamy and has a very smooth taste. The Okinawan sweet potato is a great carbohydrate content. It is very low in the glycemic index, is very rich in vitamins, minerals, and also provides a great source of fiber. Today we're going to combine two of these great ingredients together to make our pie. So let me start off with some of our ingredients to our recipe. And we're first going to have 3 Okinawan sweet potatoes that's been in a boil for about 30 to 45 minutes. Here we have 1 cup of sugar, we have half a stick of butter, we have 2 whole eggs. We're only going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We'll use 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We'll use half a cup of evaporated milk. The evaporated milk that I've chosen to use here is a fat-free evaporated milk, just as a healthier option. And we also have our pie crust here today, which I've chosen to pick up at a local grocery store. Personally, I prefer to do a pre-made crust, mainly because it's a little faster, it's on the go. This kind of makes the recipe just a little quicker to complete, so especially if you have your occasion the next day or the following day, if you have a pre-made pie crust, you can make it the day of or the evening prior. Okay, so what we'll start first is we'll have a look at our Okinawan sweet potato, and our potato should be just about ready at this point. So we want to make sure that the potato is nice and soft. So one way to really test it is to poke our forks right through the potato, and if it falls right through, that means it's just about ready. Yeah. So ours here is ready. So we'll add them into a separate bowl. Our first step is to mash our potatoes together. You can either use a mixer or any type of mixing tool that you have at home. Mixer makes it a little faster and kind of blends everything evenly. And now that our Okinawan sweet potato has been mashed together, we're going to go ahead and add this into a separate bowl. Okay, and now we're going to add our 1 cup of sugar. And we will add our half stick of butter. And now we'll blend this together. Okay, and now that this is blended, we're going to go ahead and add our sweet potato right back into the mix. So the whole purpose to why we're blending all of our ingredients in segments is so that everything will mix nice and evenly in the end. Okay. And now we will add our 2 whole eggs. We will add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we will also add our 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And blend. And now we will add our half cup of evaporated milk. And we'll blend this all together for the last time. And now that the base of the pie is complete, we're going to go ahead and add the base of the pie into our pie crust. Just be sure that when you add the base of the pie into the crust, make sure you leave about 1/2 inch of space from the top of the pie. We want to keep a little bit of space for the Haupia portion. We're going to add this into the oven at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Meanwhile, the pie is inside the oven. We're going to go ahead and make our Haupia portion of the pie. We'll be back in just a moment. We can now create the Haupia portion of the pie. So with the few ingredients we have here, we have a can of coconut milk, half a cup of water, a third cup of cornstarch, and we have a third cup of sugar. You can always substitute the sugar with either Splenda or brown sugar as a healthier option, but for today's video we're going to go ahead and use regular table sugar. So to get started, I set the pan on medium heat, and we're going to go ahead and add our half cup of water first, and we will add our can of coconut milk. And just gently let this stir on medium heat until it gets nice and steamy. So once it starts to steam, that's when we can slowly add our cornstarch and our sugar into the mix. So do keep in mind that the Haupia portion of the pie is actually the most important part. It really has a lot of flavor, it's very rich, it's very creamy. It really ties the entire flavor of the pie together. So do make sure that you do put a little more time and emphasize the Haupia portion. Okay, now that our mixture is starting to steam, we can now add our cornstarch. And we can add our third cup of sugar. And just gently stir the Haupia portion until it thickens. So you want to make sure that the Haupia portion is nice and thick, at a thicker consistency. And when this is just about ready, we'll keep it on the side in a separate bowl, and we'll let it sit at room temperature to cool down. Now that our pie is fresh out of the oven, we can now add our Haupia portion on top of the pie. Just keep it refrigerated overnight, and we'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Here is our Okinawan sweet potato Haupia pie. Making fresh island style pies are great as gifts, for parties, and for any special occasions with family and friends. Thank you for joining me here today. Live well, eat smart, and be healthy.